Today I'm going to show you my mix that I use for my DIY bug repellent spray. Now, if you're anything like me, I don't like to spray myself down with harsh chemicals and chemicals I can't even pronounce, and I would like to stay more natural as possible. And I'm going to show you what's worked for me, and trust me, I am a magnet for mosquitoes and gnats and even the no-see-ums. And this whole array of products works for all of that, including ticks as well. Now, there might be some items you might not have, and there's some of the essential oils would work just by themselves, but I like to throw the kitchen sink in my formula so that way nothing is going to be attacking me. So I start off with one thing to note too with the essential oils is you don't have to have like a high grade oil. It's still natural oils, but it's not like you're ingesting it, so you don't have to go with the expensive Young Living oil like I have here in the tea tree one, but you could just use a natural one like these other natural ones I have here. But like I said, it's just going to be a topical spray solution and not one you're ingesting. So the concoction that I use is I start off with a cup of distilled water, and I add a half a cup of vinegar, which you can also use. You can also use apple cider vinegar. And then I do a half a cup of witch hazel. And then for these oils that I have clove leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, cedarwood, tea tree, citronella oil, and lemongrass. Now, I would say this group here are definitely the most important ones, including over here the cedarwood and tea tree. These are specific ones that ward off ticks. So if anything, these would be the most important ones to have, but the optional ones would be the citronella and lemongrass. Now the bottles I have here, I'll have links in the description to them. In my formula, I just do a dropper full. But all right, so for these oils, I do about, you can do like 10 drops of each one, or like with these with the droppers, I just do a dropper full. I also add a couple pumps of dial soap. And stir it up, and then I'll put it in the spray bottle. If you don't have the pump for the soap, you can just do 1 teaspoon. That's all there is to it. For the spray bottle that I use is a glass one, and I'll have a link to that as well in the description. So I use a glass bottle for this whole mixture because essential oils will break down plastic bottles, so it's best to have it in a glass container. But once you put it all together, you can shake it and it's ready to use. Here's a close-up of the products used to make this bug repellent. Now you could omit the vinegar if it's too much of an unpleasant smell, but be sure to stay tuned for a tip on how to eliminate mosquitoes around your property. Now I'm going to show you how to cut down on the mosquito population, besides obviously using like bug zappers or whatever to kill existing mosquitoes and gnats, but to cut down the population you need to keep them from basically reproducing. And one way to do that is to use these mosquito bits. It's a granular substance that you put in the different bodies of water. You can also put them in, well, you can put them in bird baths and flowered pots and anywhere there's standing water. And it's actually fine for like bird baths and animals, like where animals drink from. The other thing that they make are these mosquito dunks, and so each of these discs will cover up to 100 square feet of surface area of water. So these are just some of the things that could be used in. It says fish habitats, so you can put them in ponds, placing containerized standing water wherever it accumulates, flower pots, tree holes, bird baths, roof gutters, rain barrels, old tires, unused swimming pools, animal watering troughs. So this makes it easy for the larger square foot areas, whereas the granules here, it takes very little to put in to be able to control them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water in a bucket here, and I'm going to put, let's see, it's based on the square foot surface, so it's like 1 teaspoon of this, and it actually will last up to 30 days. So I'll put 1 teaspoon in there, and I'm going to also put it in my bird bath that I have. I'll show you here in a second. Well, basically you put them in the bodies of water, and the concept is that the mosquitoes will go into the water to lay their eggs, and then once the eggs hatch, the eggs will start feeding on these granules, and then it'll kill them off. So it'll prevent them from even growing anymore and then dying off, so therefore they won't be reproducing. So that's the concept behind it. I'll show you other areas I'm going to use around my yard to help prevent them, because right now they've been horrible since all the rain we've been getting. So I'll show you here what I do, and then to help cut down the mosquito population. So again, it's 1 teaspoon per 25 square feet of water surface for these individual granules. And it says a tablespoon for up to or per 75 square feet. So this will definitely last a while. I don't have a measuring cup or teaspoon with me, but I'm just gonna put some in this bucket. And I also had a spare dish here that I'm going to put some in as well. You can specifically use like small dishes. The mosquitoes don't need much water to reproduce, so as long as they find it, then it'll take care of them. So what I would recommend doing, if you don't have other areas of water, standing water, then you could use buckets or the dishes and just place them around the 4 sides of your house, so that way the entire perimeter of your house is basically covered and has an area for mosquitoes to go to and kill them off. So again, I'm just going to eyeball it. So a teaspoon, I mean, it's not going to be much, so that's obviously more than a teaspoon. And I'll do the same thing with this little bowl here. Just put a few of them in there like so. and I'll place them on the sides of my house here, and I'll show you my bird bath next. Alright, so here's the bird bath I have. That's for the animals, and I have it on a drip system with my irrigation system, so that way it constantly fills with fresh water, but it doesn't totally flush out when it does get watered. So I'm just going to put some in here, and this is like a few square feet worth of surface area, so I'll put in at least, I'll just put in probably a tablespoon there, and hopefully that kills those mosquitoes off. But again, this is safe for areas of where animals drink from, so I'm not worried about it. So with these mosquito dunks, you could actually break them up if you don't have, say, 100 square feet of surface area to use them in. You can break them up a quarter, or based on how much square feet you do have. So basically a quarter dunk would cover up to 5 square feet, and then a half a dunk would be 5 to 25 square feet, and then one dunk is 25 to 100, and above 100 square feet would be one dunk per 100 square feet. So I'll put links in the description. Otherwise these would be available like at your local hardware store, but I will have links in the description for you to use if you wanted to, and I'll show you the other bodies of water that I'm going to put. So we've been getting large amounts of rain here since the tropical storm we had a few weeks ago, and the daily rain, so the mosquitoes have been horrendous. And with these large amounts of rain, we get this standing water along the bamboo here. So we had a good storm yesterday come through. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it's like just standing water right here. So I'm going to sprinkle some of these in throughout the row of bamboo here, and that way it'll help hopefully cut down the mosquitoes. I mean, it's like a few inches deep there. So I got the sheriffs flying by on their daily flight. So basically just going throughout this area, sprinkle some of this in. Because it's been really bad with mosquitoes along over here. So they're definitely reproducing around here. It's like a swarm. So I just wanted to share that tip with you. This is actually my first time of using them, so I'm going to put it to the test for sure. But based on reviews, people highly recommend this. So I figured I'd share it with you guys, and hopefully it helps you out around your house and getting rid of mosquitoes. So if this video helped you, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more recommendations and review videos and DIY projects. And I appreciate the view. All right, have a good day. Thanks.